Sixers fans, welcome back. As bad as I would like to overreact right now to a 5-game losing streak the Sixers are on and how they just looked probably the worst they have in a long time last night against my most hated foe of the Utah Jazz, it's not time to overreact. And I want to be the voice of reason to you guys right now. I want to bring us back down to earth. I want to make this video to say don't panic. Don't panic. There's no time to panic. Let's talk about it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the family, the community. I need 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. That's my Christmas present, so please, Santa Claus, bring that to me. Please, for the love of God. Look, last night, I unfortunately couldn't stream. One, because it's at 10 o'clock at night and I have work at 7:30 in the morning. And two, I was at a bar, so I had to watch the game at a bar, which was just not fun. I did not enjoy that. They got schwapped by like 35 points. And I would like to say, I would like to preface this video, saying that, yeah, there are some things going on with Philadelphia basketball right now that's not great. I originally wanted to make a video and said, like, dude, this may be the time to pull the trigger on the Simmons trade. And it may be, but at the same time, I want to sit back and say, I don't think the Sixers should force their hand. I think we should be and remain patient as we have been. There's going to be stretches, of course. I mean, this isn't a game that I expected to win last night, but there are some things wrong. For instance, Tobias Harris has looked very bad since he came back from COVID. Granted, it's not easy to come back from something like that. It's not easy at all. I mean, I'm sure respiratory-wise, he's struggling compared to what he was before getting sick. That's just how it works. It's not something that just goes away and leaves your body and leaves your system. I mean, it's the fact that he's not going to be able to practice, that he can't run with the team even when he's not playing, and then to be immediately plugged back into a lineup, putting up 40 minutes a night. That's tough to ask of anybody. But at the same time, he doesn't look good. His shot's not falling. He's not really playing with confidence. He kind of seems like he's just forcing the hand a lot of the time. Georges Niang, dude, I love this dude. Niang gang, always, but he seems like he's come back down to earth. Furkan Korkmaz has been horrible, like sincerely horrible recently. And they're just coming back down to earth. Seth Curry, I don't know what's going on with him. He did not look good, but at least Tyrese Maxey's still kind of the man. That's the one bright spot. I think Tyrese Maxey has been extremely valuable throughout the entire season. He's probably been our best player all season long, outside of Joel Embiid, and that's a lot to say of a 21-year-old kid on a contending NBA franchise. So kudos to you, Tyrese. That's a bright spot. That's something to be really excited about, something to be really happy about. But I don't want to say it's time to panic, because this has kind of got to be expected. The Sixers are still 6th or 7th in the Eastern Conference right now. Of course, a 5-game losing streak does not look good no matter what. But, like, dude, the Sixers are an entirely different team without Joel Embiid. They are 1-5 this year, and this isn't new news to any of us. I mean, like, for years and years, we have known the Sixers are a borderline lottery team without Joel Embiid. And if you really look at it, the Sixers are playing without their two best players for the majority of this season. That's extremely, extremely difficult. And when they aren't playing without their two best players, they're playing without their three best players. The fact that the Sixers are floating above 500 right now, I think, is a positive thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Sixers team is going to win the NBA Finals, because I never have once this year thought that. That's just not the case. In reality, what I've loved so much about this team is the fact that they've just fought really hard and have won games that they really never really needed to win, or deserved to win, I should say. But to expect that Sixers team to go into Utah last night to win that game without Embiid or Ben Simmons, or Matisse Thybulle too, I mean, there's no shot, dude. I think once the Sixers kind of get back their core, obviously without Ben, the Sixers are going to be a much better team. They're going to be a top 5-6 team in the Eastern Conference. I've said that from the jump. I worry about Embiid's health when he comes back, because if Tobias Harris is struggling to come back, I would imagine the conditioning god himself, Embiid, is probably not going to have the easiest time to come back and just go back to regular reps. I mean, he's probably going to be on a minutes restriction for a time being, and that's if his body doesn't break down from going on like a 2-week break. That being said, though, this Sixers team is still really good. And as long as we have Joel Embiid in the lineup, as long as we have Matisse Thybulle, a generational defender, in the lineup, as long as we have Tobias Harris as a second or third option and Tyrese Maxey playing the way that Tyrese Maxey has been playing this year, I'm not worried about them. I'm really not. And I think whether it's this year or next year or 2 years from now or 3 years from now, when Ben Simmons gets traded, I know for certain it's going to be a good deal. I know that because if it's not going to be a good deal, it would have been made already. Daryl Morey has a goddamn plan. If you look around the league right now, I think there are some supposed to be good teams who are struggling. The Atlanta Hawks instantly come up to my mind. A Trae Young, Ben Simmons, John Collins pick and roll. There's intrigue there. Now, what they would give up to acquire Ben, I don't know. Is it enough? I don't know. Sacramento, Luke Walton's days are soon to be gone, and I trust me, guys, the moment Luke Walton gets fired, I'm making a video because that man is the worst head coach in the league. And if you know me, you know my hatred for that guy. So Sacramento's a possibility, and De'Aaron Fox has not had a great season at all. And there's starting to become a little bit of unrest in that locker room. The fact that Marvin Bagley hasn't played a single second this year is infuriating to me. There's a possibility of Ben going to Sacktown. I really do believe that. There are teams that I think would like to make a push this year that need or see themselves needing a guy like Ben Simmons and basically saying, well, we can give you more than what we would have been able to give you over the summer, but it's still less for 2 years ago or a year ago what the offer sheet would have gotten back for Ben. Jaylen Brown, I don't really think that's a possibility. I never really believed. I believed it. I'm not going to lie to you. I believed it. I was on board for that Jaylen Brown shit. When I saw that, I went absolutely lunatic. I don't know. I'm tired. I've been working for like 14 straight days. I apologize for the videos not coming out. But basically, my video here today is to tell you guys, don't panic. Don't panic. This is not the end of the world. This is not the same Sixers team that we're going to be seeing later on in this season. If anything, I think there's a lot of ways and reasons to be happy about this team. Sure, we just lost by 155 points to the Utah Jazz. That hurts me any day of the week. But we've had some pretty good wins along the lines. Niang has been having a career season. Furkan was having a career season before he came back down to earth. Tyrese Maxey is just a phenomenal piece right now. A phenomenal piece. There is somewhere in this world of a Ben Simmons trade. Secretly, I want to ship Ben to Indiana for Malcolm Brogdon and like Karis LeVert. I think that would be pretty amazing. Brogdon's having a huge year, and the Pacers legitimately just suck. Even when they're winning, they suck. They've got to be the most boring basketball franchise ever. Name a more boring team than the Indiana Pacers. Please. I dare you. On that note, guys, peace.